So decided to just start taking this video. I don't want to get too stuck in my mind thinking about stuff. I think I'll just talk about some of the awesome books that I've read over the years. I started reading in 2016. I was doing my first year. The idea was I was gonna have this crazy moment where I'm at a coffee shop reading my book and I'd meet a sugar mommy and then I would be sorted. I don't know, but yeah, the first book I read was The Alchemist, and it was pretty cool, by Paulo Coelho. It was a pretty chilled book. I really enjoyed it. So basically, that's just I don't know how far I should go in telling. Okay, let me just. So basically, there's a shepherd, and he's a shepherd for these sheep. A sheep shepherd. He's a sheep shepherd, and he's in like an abandoned church, and he's laying there looking up at he didn't have a roof or anything, and he just kind of takes a young nap, and then he falls asleep. And when he falls asleep, he dreams of this riches, dreams about these riches. And when he wakes up, he starts thinking, oh no, I think it was just a bunch of like gold and stuff, just a bunch of riches. And then so he decides to go on a journey to find out, what does this dream mean, and how to get to those riches that he dreamt about. So he goes on to see a fortune teller, and the fortune teller tells him that no, this is there is some fortunes that await you. And then it sets him off on a journey, go to this and that country, and he starts to travel and meeting new people, having to work different kinds of jobs for different kinds of people to try and get to where he needs to be. And every time he gets to one place, he learns something new skills, a new language, and then he finds out he has to go to a different place, and then he goes to a different place, he raises money, he works for someone, learns a new language, meets new people, and then it points him to a different place, and he keeps traveling and meeting all these new people and different people and learning new skills and looking still for these riches. And he eventually he gets to this. I think it was in Egypt. That's the first book I read, by the way, in 2016. So I'm sorry if the story is a little bit messed up, but yeah, he goes to. I think he ends up in like Egypt or something, or somewhere like a desert place. I can't remember where it was, but like at like a desert. Let me not even say Egypt. But he ends up on like a desert with some guys, these alchemists, these people who can turn like, I think it's a specific type of metal into gold and something like that. So then at this final place, I think he realizes that, hey, this is actually not possible. But he learns that the gold is actually at the very first place that he first dreamt about these riches. And so he goes back there and right at that very first church where he dreamt, this abandoned building, I shouldn't even say church, and then the riches were actually there. So basically this book is just about showing you how like all these different like basically the power of decision making, like his whole path, like his whole journey is just teaching him on like the one decision to come back and dig at the same place that like he did the dream. So it's like you might think, hey, how couldn't he just like know to start right there where he dreamt about these riches? But that's not the point. I mean, the whole thing of just the whole journey of going like across the world basically to find answers is what led him to that final decision to come back and actually find the gold. So I think there's also like a deeper meaning. Obviously they always leave you kind of like, you know, for you to make up the meaning on your own. Like throughout the books that I've read, I think everybody, if I like with some books that I know I've probably read and some of my friends have read, everyone always kind of has like their own way of interpreting the book and what they thought about it. So it's always like, it depends on how you see it then, but that's how I saw it, you know, the power of like decision making. Because without going through all those places and meeting and having a journey of learning new skills and stuff, he wouldn't have been able to make the decisions to actually end up where he needs to be. Which kind of also reminds me of the awesome like the dot theory, like the process of like dots, this thing whereby like you can't get to like blue dots until you have like green dots. So you always start somewhere, and then from there then you get like different colored dots and you keep moving from there. So I think it's something like that. But yeah, this is like my first that was my very first book that I read and finished. So yeah, I think for a start, I think that's cool. I'm gonna polish up my story. I know in the beginning it was really messed up, but yeah, I'm gonna polish those up and, you know, get more into some of the other awesome books that I did read. And maybe I'll do that like every day, like every evening, while I read more books, and just kind of say my piece on these books, you know.